Stress is a state of mental, emotional, or physical tension or strains resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. Stress is the reaction to a stimulus that disturbs either our physical or our mental equilibrium. Stress can often have many common psychological effects, including emotional distress, which is a combination of anger or irritability, anxiety, and depression, which are the three stress emotions. Not only can people get psychological effects from stress, but they can also be physiological. Some of these physiological effects are headaches, muscle tension or pain, chest pain, fatigue, stomach upset, and sleep problems. There are two types of responses to stress: overexcited and underexcited. A person with an overexcited response to stress can become angry or agitated when stressed. A person with an underexcited stress response can become depressed, withdrawn, or spaced out when stressed. A stressor is a chemical or biological agent, environmental condition, external stimulus, or event that causes stress to an organism. Humans have many stressors in our daily lives, even some that we do not notice. Some examples of stressors are work and/or school are two of the major stressors in today's society. This is because there are often large workloads, important deadlines, fear of getting a bad grade or evaluation, presenting in front of a large group of people, and having a bad boss or teacher. Poor communication is another important stressor that we face. Some situations where poor communication can cause stress are on a team sport or in a relationship. In sports, if you do not communicate with your teammates, then no one will really know what they're supposed to do. In a relationship, people may become stressed if they do not know why they are not communicating. Social stressors are very important, especially for people with social anxiety. Social stressors may include having to meet new people or being in a large group of people that you do not know. Another social stressor is fighting or arguing with a friend or family member. To some people, the biggest stressor of all relates to major life changes. Some of these can have good stress, such as marriage or planned pregnancy. There are some negative life changes, which include a divorce or a death or illness of a loved one. Everyone finds confronting danger quite stressful. This is a stressor that everyone has, which is why we have a fight or flight response to it. Confronting a robber or someone who is following you may seem very stressful at the time, even though looking back on it, it may not seem that stressful. Any kind of physical or emotional trauma can be extremely stressful. If a person is physically or emotionally injured, they could get anxiety or PTSD, which are both mental illnesses related to trauma. It might also be hard for someone to trust or meet new people after they experience trauma. Many people do not realize that self-image is a very prevalent stressor. Not liking how you look can cause one stress in that they could have low confidence so that they do not want to go out. It could also cause nutritional problems due to eating disorders and crash dieting. Substance abuse is a stressor for many people, not only the people who abuse the drugs. It causes stress for the people around them, including friends and family. Substance abuse causes stress to the user of the drug if they do not have it or if they do not know how to get it or where it is coming from. There are many different ways to prevent stress. Some of these are healthy and some are extremely unhealthy. Two healthy management tricks that are known to work the best are yoga and mindful meditation. However, every person copes with stress differently. Binge eating is one of the most unhealthy methods of stress management. Stress eating releases a chemical called cortisol, which increases appetite. It's the body's way of ending chronic stress, but it can usually cause someone to gain weight and become even more stressed than they were at the beginning. Smoking and or drinking is one of the most common and most unhealthy methods of stress management. People drink alcohol and smoke in order to relax easier, but it usually causes more stress and can cause addictions very quickly because cigarettes have nicotine, which is extremely addictive. Excess sleep, or not enough sleep, is another negative aspect of stress management. People have learned to cope with stress through sleep. People oversleep because they do not want to deal with their problems anymore, and they think that sleep can help them avoid it. It is very common for people to take their stress out on others. This is usually through physical or violent outbursts. In stressful situations, we allow our negative emotions to overrule our sense of judgment and change the way we normally act and behave. An extremely healthy method of stress management is exercise. It acts as a major stress reliever because it pumps up your endorphins and improves your mood. Exercising also decreases the symptoms of anxiety and depression. Some other methods of stress management are spending time in nature, calling a good friend, writing in a journal, taking long baths, lighting a scented candle, playing with a pet, working in the garden, getting a massage, reading a great book, listening to music, or watching a comedy.